Very good. Good evening, I'd like to call this meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Muhlenberg Township to order. You all please rise for the pledge of the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Good evening, Marcy.
No.
How's your drive in? Right, Marcy, for the record, Commissioner Malinowski has a work commitment tonight and will not be at tonight's meeting. And also we had an executive session to discuss personnel matters. Have no public presentations. Has anyone signed in to speak? All right, we have Rick Norton, 1172 Ashbourne. Good evening.
Evening, I just have a few quick questions. I saw where you guys have allotted $124,000 to complete Pioneer Park, I believe, the trail.
No, where did you see that?
It's in your minutes for last month.
$124,000 from Pioneer Park?
I'm guessing Pioneer Park, but it's
No, okay, there was a grant application done for the Schuylkill River Trail that
Okay.
comes from Kelly's Law?
Yeah,
Okay,
well, that's what I'm getting at. I didn't say that in the minutes.
okay,
And I'm wondering, where's that money come from?
that's a great, it's grant funding.
Okay, so then all the new trails are also grant money?
Everything inside the basin is also. grant
Okay,
funding
all right.
as well.
That clears that up. That's fine. It just got me thinking,
Yeah.
where's this money coming from?
Great.
Second thing is, I talked to you guys about the deer hunting and all, so I'm familiar with everything, but who is actually overseeing everything down there?
I am.
Okay, because now I called, as I was told to do, saw two people hunting in there before the season. Called 911, talked to an officer. Well, how do you know they're hunting? All dressed in camo, carrying rifles in the middle of the woods. They're hunting. And then I did see a dead deer in the woods. Could have been hit by a car leaving the parking lot, but that car had to be flying down the road to kill a deer. So that's why I'm asking who's overseeing everything that's going on down there, because I've not seen, and Chief, no disrespect, I have not seen one officer down there. And I'm down there Friday, Saturday, and Sundays with my dogs.
Can I answer some of your questions? Sure. Safety is our major concern. Whenever a person is hunting, they let our manager know.
Okay,
They basically text him. If they get a deer, they let him know that.
right,
They let him know how many deer they see, because we don't want to take all the deer out. Okay, so, you know, we know who's hunting in where, and quite frankly, we approved 10, but only basically 9 were hunting. And, I mean, the basin is a very difficult place to hunt, especially with bow and arrow, because of the high grass and everything. And so far this year, we had six? We have 6 deer so far this year. Last year, we had 10.
I talked to one of the guys down there, very, very nice guy, and we, talked for a while, and, told him about the one I saw. This particular one, basically had its ass end shot off. So the car's not gonna do that. Not as bad as it was. Now, something could have gotten to it too, fox, raccoon, whatever. But either somebody shot it, realized it was too small, panicked. Or, like I said, possibly hit by a car, somebody leaving that parking lot, but they had to be flying out that road.
There was a deer that was limping around. He was hit by a car and going across the river.
Okay.
I mean, I have pictures of 7 deer carcasses that are in the basin.
That was my next gonna be, there's probably more than that.
Yeah, we dump all our roadkill back there.
I was gonna ask you that, that's kind of what I thought, but I just wanted to make sure, that people aren't shooting them and quartering them out and leaving them there.
Those are all roadkill.
Because there was another guy that I talked to, he said, you can talk to the guys down at the reserve, because they're always throwing people off there for hunting.
Yeah.
So I said that before, they're hunting there from October on.
Actually, earlier this, late fall, there was, I was walking down there over lunch one day and Reading police came storming in. They got a call about a man walking down the street with a rifle and they assumed that he was there. So they went in, and I actually went for a walk then. I didn't see anybody and they putted around there for a while.
Right, okay.
So,
No, I'm just checking, like I said, I can't hunt down there because I didn't have a doe permit. My own fault, they were sold out.
Yeah.
By the time I tried to get one, but I'm just, like I said, I just trying to keep an eye on things as well. And like I said, I know the police can't be at 20 places at once. So, all right, that's fine. Answer my questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wish to speak during this public portion? Seeing none. I need a motion to approve the entire consent agenda. Make a motion. Second. Any questions or comments?
Just like to make a comment on the fire report. Very good, a lot more information to see like this new report that you're doing. I know we get the calls, Commissioner Hoffmaster, Commissioner Schooley, and we see all the work that the guys are doing, and we have a good crew.
Thank you, appreciate it.
And I'd also like to comment, Chief Hoover, I was looking through the police reports, and just for general public, each platoon submits a report, and they have been very busy, but there was an incident where we had an officer injured, responding to a domestic call. And obviously, we do everything we can to, mitigate the injuries to our officers. But just as another reminder of the dangers that our police department faces, on every call that they go out to. But I would like to also point out that there were a couple of really good things that took place last month. There was Shop with Cop, we had representation there. We did some holiday food drives, and Target had Heroes. I can't even read my own, right? Heroes and Helpers. So we have representation there. So these are good things that our offices are participating in. Just bringing awareness to the public that we're not out searching. We're not targeting people. We're not that kind of a department. That we are doing good things. And I think one of the best things I read was Officer Marchant played drums at Muhlenberg for a school activity that they had. And he was also asked to do some reading at the elementary school. So he was reading stories to elementary kids. And to me, that's great. When we can make an impact like that to the youth of the township, man, that just goes a long way. So I would like to thank the officers for participating in those kind of programs.
Thank you.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Is there any unfinished business? No. Hearing none. Is there any new business? Hearing none. I need I need a motion to approve payment of bills presented by the Director of Finance and Customer Service.
Motion.
Second. Any questions or comments? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I need a motion to,
There is for whatever reason, the software has added that same motion twice. So the rest of the letters we do, not that you're following via the letters, but For whatever reason, it wasn't in the draft, and it was in the published version for some reason. This is, I think, our last month with this, agenda software though, so.
Well, next one's not.
It's not proved yet, yeah.
But yeah, this little glitch here and there.
Thank you. I need a motion to appoint Turbine Company to provide the audit services for year end 2024.
Move. Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. I need a motion to certify the unpaid real estate tax bills as presented by the tax collector.
Move. Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. I need a motion to grant conditional final plan approval of the Muhlenberg School District Phase 3 Plan condition on SDEI's October 8, 2024 review letter, including all waivers as requested.
Motion. Second.
Any questions or comments?
There are representatives from both the engineering firm, architect and school district, if there are any questions on the plan.
My question, gentlemen, any comment you'd like to make? All right.
They're confident that they're confident
They are.
get rolling.
Guys, ready to get started?
All right, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I need a motion to accept the applicant's offer to grant a time extension for the MPFR subdivision plan.
Motion. Second.
Questions or comments?
We're, go ahead, sorry, go ahead.
Could you tell me what's going on?
I can tell you what's going on. So the fire company is working on subdividing the rear garage, it's a pole building now. And annexing that to the fire company itself. The reason we're asking for the time extension is because there's language that needs to be cleaned up and finalized. Specifically, ownership of both the social hall and the engine house are both titled to Temple Fire Company #1. The social hall will exist as Temple Fire Company #1, but the engine house and all of the accessory buildings will not. They will be in Muhlenberg Township's name. So we want to get all of the fire company matters resolved before we go through with the subdivision. There aren't any issues with the plan as presented. We actually already got the Berks County Planning Commission review letter, and they have no comments for it. However, we want to be sure that title is. It doesn't make sense to take title from Temple Fire Company #1 and give it to Temple Fire Company #1.
So this is our new thing.
That's correct.
Right,
Yeah.
and plus, when it comes, if we ever, fire company ever move away from Temple, that garage will go back to Temple. The people in there, on the, so. What's that called?
The social club.
Social,
Correct.
yeah. social.
So the agreement that the fire company has with the social club
Right.
says
Take
if
that
they
back,
leave,
yeah.
it goes back. to
It
them.
also includes the stage and 5 parking
Right.
spaces as well. So that'll help us.
All right. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Need a motion to authorize the township manager to purchase a 2024 Ram 550 from Savage 61 in the amount of $93,000.
Motion.
Second.
Questions or comments? Sharon?
Yeah. Go ahead, Regan, system.
It's just a replacement for a 2005 550 that we currently are running. That is pretty much the frame is completely rotted out on it, and we're still running it, but we shouldn't be. So the inspection on it will not pass the next time. So that's so it's a 21-year-old vehicle that we're replacing.
All right.
I'll just say that we got more than our money's worth out of T8, T9, it's been a long time coming, and with old trucks like this, you know, Public Works, they end up spending so much money per year in upkeep. So this is long overdue, so.
And I know we've talked in the past about staggering our purchases, so we're not
Yeah, unfortunately, the sister truck to it is one bin off, so they came off the line at the exact same time, which is also part of my 2025 capital plan, so you will see that down the pipeline this year also. Unfortunately, but because it's in the same exact condition.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I need a motion to authorize the Public Works Superintendent to solicit bids for the 2025 equipment rental contract.
Moved.
Second.
Questions or comments?
This is a normal, we put this out to bid every year. This includes things like, an excavator with an operator, bulldozer. We've included street sweepers in the past. Typically, a small paving crew will be included in this, if we have small jobs that pop up that, we don't need to bid. We can use this, project, this, bid to handle those types of projects.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. No further comments or questions. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Need a motion to authorize the chief of police to purchase 2 new vehicles to serve as detective cars in the amount of $65,920.
Motion.
Second.
Question,
Questions or comments?
question, chief. The old cars, are we selling them or does
Yes,
that defer any of that cost?
I don't, it's not deferring the cost right now, because we have no idea what we're gonna get for the other ones, but yes, we'll be. Once all the cars are in service, we will be selling cars. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
And this was part of our capital discussion also. And again, I know we've talked about, again, staggering purchases. Any other questions or comments? We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Need a motion to adopt resolution 2025-01, appointing the chief of police to the board of chiefs of BCRT.
Motion.
Second.
Questions or comments? Pete?
So BCERT is Berks County Emergency Response Team. And all participating departments have voting rights. So in order to legitimize that process, they wanted a specific person from the police department named to be the, per se, legal representative for the board. That's the purpose of the resolution. It's also for their liability insurance coverage.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions or comments? We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I need a motion to revise the 2025 omnibus fee schedule to reduce the police department accident incident report fee from $25 to $15 per state law.
Second.
In a second, questions or comments? All?
No.
None, okay. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I need a motion to authorize the township manager to destroy documents per the Records Retention Act.
So,
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Now we're at other new business. Any other new business? I need a motion to authorize the township manager to prepare a resolution providing for real estate relief for the volunteers in the Muhlenberg Township Fire and Rescue.
Motion.
Second.
Questions or comments?
And we should have some conversation in regards to a value to that number.
I'll just say that this is part of an initiative that we've been working on, school tax credit, hopefully, some township relief. Our volunteers, it's tough to get volunteers, so hopefully we create an incentive.
Yeah, I know the school district, they were 20%, something like that, but they'd be different here, what?
Not sure.
Yeah. It says, I mean, I think there are only like, what, 7 or 6 people getting credit this year for the school district tax thing. And Laura wants to do the same thing too. And make like, we want to do something for people who want to fight fires and be involved in firefighting.
I'm fully in agreement. The only concern I have is for residents of Muhlenberg that are volunteers. I mean, is, looking at the number of calls we get and looking at the list of your volunteers, I mean, and showing up, which is great. And there is an incentive, which I'm fully in agreement with. The only thing about when you're not a resident of Muhlenberg, you don't get anything. And you know, maybe that might make them want to become a resident of Muhlenberg.
But we were thinking about talking about that, maybe we do something else for the people in Western Muhlenberg, we talk about the fire board meeting about that, help them out. Like, even people that renting apartments too, or renting houses here, ain't gonna get nothing too. You have a couple firemen doing that, you can help them out, give them something. You come to a point yet to do nothing, you know, but what we learned is to look for extra. That's how we, with the program, we learn from extra, there's just stuff out there to learn, yes.
So Jim, provided this passes, I'm sure that, well, do we need to, who needs to sit down and come up with? I can look at a copy, what the school district.
Mirror the school district, if the school district the school district resolution doesn't specify a percentage rate, they specify a dollar amount rate, so I can send an email out and we can come to terms. That way, that's fine, whether it be a dollar amount or whether it be a percentage rate.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? We have a motion and a second, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Is there any other new business? Hearing none, we'll move on to board appointments. Please. That's what I wrote down. I need a motion to appoint Rick Mounts to serve a 5-year term on the MTA board expiring December 31st, 2029.
I would make an amendment to that motion and that the effective date be February 1st, 2025. That Mr. Mouse will be then going on the Muhlenberg Township Authority board.
Counselor, do we need to vote on the amendment first?
No, as long as the actual action and the discussion about appointing someone is on the agenda, you can make a motion just stating that you want to appoint him for the term starting February 1st.
Sure. All right, so we make it, so I need a motion then to appoint Rick Mounts to serve a 5-year term on the MTA board expiring December 31st, 2029, effective February 1st, 2025.
Make a motion.
I'll second that motion.
Any other questions or comments? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. This is our second public portion. Is there anybody else from the public who would like to speak?
I'd like just to announce that we have the director of the Ambulance Association, Jody. I'd like to say a few words. Every month I look at the numbers as to how the ambulance is doing with income and debits and credits. And I get concerned every time I see that. So can you explain what's going on?
Well, the trend for years has been that the income is going down, the expenses are going up for reasons I told you many times. I give you the reports. A lot of it was really summed up very well in the CDLG report. I gave you guys my end of year reports. I'm doing this for 26 years. It still blows my mind that we bill 4.68 million and we get 1.6 in return because of contractual obligations. And it's just the way it is. One of the stipulations from Laureldale Borough to return tax monies to us was they wanted a reduction in the membership fee for the residents of Laureldale, and we worked out an agreement with that. And their newsletter, they're asking for a explanation, a CDLG summation of where we are and why things are the way that they are. Basically, why there's an EMS tax and there's still a membership that went out in the mail. And just summing it all up. It's a national problem, and I think we're ahead of the curve by the relationship that we have and how we've been working together. And it's a matter of, it's a service that has to be paid for. In Berks County, even though the county really has no influence on the amount of funds that are spent on the emergency services, EMS got 1/70th of what the police department got last year. And it's because we can bill the insurance companies, and that's been beneficial to the communities we serve. But we're at the crossroads now where the income and the expenses just don't line up anymore. And I got all the numbers to back it up. I believe at the bottom of the one report, we average bill about $1,380 for an ALS call, and the return is about $460. And I figured it costs us about $440 to get the ambulance out the door. So we're making like $20 a call on average. You just can't do it anymore. And the staff's not getting paid what the national average is. It's harder to get staff to come into the profession. There's CELG reported that there's 1,200 licensed EMS providers in Berks County, and only 400 of them work in Berks County. So those are the difficult things that are gonna have to change in order to bring the profession back and provide the quality of service that we do. But I think we're on the right track by working together and being ahead of the curve and solving our problem before we really got behind a rock and a hard place. We've seen several agencies close over the last couple of years because of finances. But I'm here to proud to serve the community, help you serve the community, and I really appreciate the working relationship we have.
Thank you, Jim.
Hey, Joey, I had a question.
Yes, sir.
You do a great job with the people and people talk highly of you. Now, that meeting that county had like a year ago in Muhlenberg College, you hear any more back? They're trying to get, help EMT, the fire department. You hear anything about it?
They gave about a 30-page report. I believe I sent it out.
Yeah.
The summation was, they talked about the history, where we are, there's different payer models, there's different agencies. We used to have city run, which comes all from tax money. We used to have a for-profit, we have nonprofit, and now we have a couple of hospital run systems. They all come with a myriad of pros and cons. But the for-profit resigned, closed their doors last year. The bottom line that the CELG came to at the end of it was that every squad's unique and every municipality is unique, and that how many municipalities are in Berks County? Is it 72 or 92? 72. There are agencies, Bethel Ambulance, for example, is still one of the last agencies that runs primarily volunteer service. They have supplemented staff that are paid. They serve an ungodly huge rural area that's sparsely populated. Most of their agencies do not contribute any municipal funds to their agency at all. They don't have payroll, so they don't care. But we're very good working friends with Northern Berks, which takes care of Landon and Squiggle Valley. They have a very large coverage area. He might get like $50,000 a year in municipal funds from like 11 different agencies. And the Western Berks, 2 agencies give him $1.1 million. And CELG can't enforce any of that, but what they really would like to do is educate the people so that they're aware that for the service to continue, it needs to be funded from tax dollars from the municipalities. And they would really like everybody to come on board and provide some assistance with that.
Well, that's what that big thing out there, they want EMT, get more money, they deserve it 100%. Somebody have to come up front, the way that meeting was in the county, that they thought they were gonna do something, it seemed like they were not doing nothing, they ain't moving nothing.
My understanding was there was some management issues with the CELG group and whether or not the college was continue to fund them, and that caused a stall in the progress of that, but it's back, and they even said they might even do something like that for fire in the county and make an analysis. I thought it was good, well worthwhile. And I think all it did was reinforce to you what I've been telling you for a while.
Right, you were.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure of the topic of discussion at the municipal dinner in March. And if I remember correctly, they were going back to the county. I don't know if it was to do an additional study. Something went back to the county. I don't have the information in front of me right now, but there was supposed to be more involvement, like another task force or something.
They recommended a professional EMS knowledgeable consultant come do a study, and we'll be able to provide more details and more specifics.
So I'm sure we'll hear some of that, hopefully in a couple of months. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you, Jim.
Anybody else business here? And we will move on to staff comments. Mr. Donald.
Oh, yeah, just a quick friendly reminder to keep that snow cleaned up out there. Starting tomorrow, we'll have some officers out just kind of providing some warnings. And anybody out there that does see, that, that anything hasn't been cleaned, you go to the app, or you can phone into the code department. Just give us notification and we'll get somebody out for some warnings on sidewalk issues, basically. That's all.
Thank you, sir. Joe,
I think it's fun.
Jeremy,
Touch base on what Steve said, please do not throw the snow off your car in the middle of the street. Please do not shovel your snow off your sidewalk and throw it in the middle of the street. And please do not snow blow your sidewalk in the middle of the street. Throw it in your yard, it just prolongs our cleanup and it's been a long night.
thanks. Sure it was. Go on. Nothing. Chief Hoover.
I just wanted to reiterate what you had said earlier, December, we collected 3/4 of a ton of food for the food bank. We did Shop of the Cop, which is sponsored through Prime Alert and Boss Cause. The event at Target is called Heroes and Helpers. We also participated in a fundraiser for the Muhlenberg Men's Lacrosse team. And for the first time this year, we did cocoa and cookies for the cop.
I wouldn't.
At Wawa. But, the credit goes to Sergeant Sawyer and the SROs, they help coordinate most of those programs. But it wasn't just police department activity, fire department and EMS all participated in all of those. Yes.
And thank you to them for their. Thanks, sir. So, Chief Luca.
I'll just touch on our December report. Total calls for the month, 128. We wrapped up the year with 1,365 calls for the year, slightly under 2023 numbers. Obviously, we didn't have any major rainstorms to attribute, 150 calls in 24 hours, but still a very busy year for us.
Good.
Planning commission meeting was last week, so we will not have one, after this meeting. Oh, and
Commissioner Hopmester, right next.
Yes, I got a phone call by. On Mount Laurel Road, and I called Steve up, Dunko, he helped me right out, that guy knows the code book, I cannot believe how he knows the code book, somebody wants to put a fence up there, they can't do it. Make a guy happy, somebody was telling him the wrong thing, he was looking at his neighbor, the wall was there back in 1980 and that. And he's told he could do it, and people get upset, think they could do something, they can't do it, according to the way the laws nowadays. I mean, people go on Facebook and just trash the township, and they find out that, then it's good, you have to talk to them, they didn't know what's going on, I appreciate the information you gave me. Chief, make sure you tell the police officers, that was nice for what they did in December, all over in Muhlenberg Township. And the kids love them in schools, all 3 schools. Appreciate it.
Welcome, thank you.
Then on July 3rd, I'm gonna be asking for a donation for the fire company. We will have something at the ready field for the volunteer fire people. July 3rd, if anybody hear anything, I'm gonna donate. Like the ready field for Muhlenberg firefighters. I'll be on July 3rd. I'm gonna be sending letters out to businesses. Muhlenberg Township.
Thank you. Commissioner Muhlenberg.
Just wanna tell our guys that with the road cleaning after this storm, they did a great job. Sometimes you hear complaints, I didn't hear any complaints. And I saw the trucks out right away working and they did a great job. Congratulations.
Yeah, we were out a little early this time to try and get ahead of it, because what they were calling, you really didn't know, so we were well prepared, everything went well, and not gonna let out any complaints either.
Commissioner Cerulli.
Yeah, I would give kudos to the public works team. It's not easy working 12 to 16 hours in a row, sometimes longer. Under Jeremy, I mean, I've been a part of storms that were 30 hours. So show some guys, grace. As a resident, if your driveway gets replowed in, if you go out early, like Jeremy said, try not to throw the snow in the street. Just makes their job more difficult. So those guys did a good job last night.
Thank you. I can only echo those sentiments. Trucks were out early, they were out late, they were out early again in the morning. I thought they did a fantastic job. Thank you to the crew, and it's been a long day. I got to see Jeremy midway through the day, he was driving down, checking things out in my neck of the woods. We stopped and chatted for a little bit, so I was perfectly happy to excuse him from tonight's meeting, but he wanted to be here, so thank you for coming out. I don't want to lose sight of the importance of today. It is Martin Luther King Day. I'm alive long enough to remember hearing Dr. King's words. I think our country has come a long way, but we have a long way to go. To be able to recognize everybody and the talents that everybody can bring to the table. So it's started a new year, and I'm excited for opportunities in the township. And once again, I'm thankful for the staff that we have to work with. We finished 2024 with a bang, and looking forward to doing good things in 2025. So with that, there being no other business before the board, go Irish.